Hey everybody, I'm TecToss and welcome back to Let's Play Endless Space Disharmony. We're playing the Amoeba on impossible difficulty and we overtook our first opponent, the Hisho over here. We are now ahead of them in points and I got that feeling that it's gonna stay like that because they're probably gonna get eaten up by the sowers right now. But the AI is not really good at sieging down systems fast, because they don't make use of the assault troops in the way they should. And that gives us a little bit of time. And I do want to use that time. And hopefully the Hisho won't declare war on us. I don't think they will, because they're in a really weak position and probably they are already at war with these sowers. But we do need to meet the sowers finally. Because, yeah, they are the #1 enemy of this state. And we do ideally need to fight them together with the pilgrims, because the pilgrims are pretty strong in terms of tech, and yeah, I don't want to have any beef with them right now, because that borderline we got against the pilgrims, that's just fine for me. Like, maybe though, we're just at ceasefire, right? So I could technically steal this system from them. They did colonize it for us. Yeah, maybe, not sure, because it's really strong on one hand, a lot of production, a lot of potential for also make that into a science output system, but it's gonna be hard to keep happy because -20 and -15, and there's no tech to remedy that. So maybe I won't. Not really sure yet. Also, we don't have any sieging equipment, any sieging ships, and we're still a couple turns away from getting the assault troops. So for now, I'm probably going to start out the episode by designing a little, or not designing, going to adapt my little scouting ship. They look like sperms. I know it's gross to think like that, but open your mind to the idea. Seriously though, right? They got that little tail and the thick head. Anyway, don't think about it too much, I guess. Where were we? Retrofitting, right, okay. I don't want to have I don't want to have kinetic weapons on my scouts. Doesn't make much sense to me. I want to have the scouting module, obviously the latest engine. I guess nothing else here. Though I do want the, I think the most dangerous weapon type that we probably will encounter is shields. And, oh, not shields, that's not a weapon type. Come on, focus, it's beams. And second to that, it's gonna be kinetics. So I want them to have some shield defense and some deflectors. Don't care about missile defense, because for scouts, it's if you retreat from a battle, if you do it in the first phase, the missiles won't actually hit you. If your retreat is successful, of course. So I'm not gonna bother with missile defense. Lasers, on the other hand, though, they do hit you, and I do want to equip them with it just a little bit, just a couple of beam weapons, so they are able to fight back. One more shield, yeah, that's awesome. So if we encounter other scouts, at least we can defend ourselves. That's my logic here. Okay, and I do need a couple of those guys to scout for the sowers. Now, where to build them? Maybe one of the weaker production system, maybe here. Links. How long will it take? 3 turns? 600. Wow. Let's take a look at them. Maybe don't need them to be that well defended, I guess. Maybe just 1 beam. Doesn't help too much though. What's the expensive part of that? Well, they're just generally expensive. Okay, whatever. I guess I'll invest a little bit. At least it's gonna be a sturdy scout. I'm saying that now, and probably next turn it's gonna be shot down by some battleship. So I'm gonna produce them on Kelum, because they do output 258 production, and the Explorer does cost 248. So it's pretty efficient. We're gonna lose, like, I don't know, what we're gonna lose actually. We're gonna lose like 10 production, but you know, it's gonna get us a scout in one turn. Maybe we'll just make 2 of those guys. There we go. Okay. Seems good. I think last episode I set everything up, so let us hit the end turn button, shall we? Don't lose any more time. There we go. The hardened framing is a building I do want on all my ship producing systems, because it's gonna give us initially 6 initial XP. Well, it's not much, it's a little bit, right? And probably know that saying, every little bit helps. Now, we got some scout, so let's create that guy. And try and send him here. Can't do that. Shit. Well, at least send them to the borders, like that. Do have a peace deal with the Hisho, though. I wonder if they will open their borders to us. No, they will. Give us containment fields with that. Why not? Come on. Oh, but I can feed them a little bit of dust, maybe. Let's see. What's containment fields anyway? Colonize Baron. Yeah, I want that. Come on, you do need dust. Look at how broke you are, actually. Give me a little. Ooh, that's, well, maybe dust per turn. Oh man, that's really expensive. What else can we give them? Oh, we're a little bit ahead in tech. I can't give them luxury, or can I? We got Transvine. I got no chance of actually... Oh, they don't care for that at all. Okay. How about some antimatter? They don't care for that either. Okay, fuck it then. It's too expensive, like... Would love to get it, but it's not that expensive of a tech, so probably can get it myself. I wouldn't mind to give them some dust, like maybe 200-300, to just strengthen their war efforts against the sowers, but it's fine like that as well. Okay, so now we should be able to move the scout into the sower territory. At least we can move it through the Hisho space. Oh, and they are retreating their scout now. That's nice. I'm gonna lift the blockade here so they can just pass through, because I certainly don't want to have a Hisho ship trapped in my home system. It's really not helpful in any sense of the imagination, any stretch of the imagination. Okay, so what do we do? Let's sort by output. And I do want the hardened framing here on the home planet, definitely. Do want it on Rukbat. And Lynx, I'm not really sure if Lynx is gonna be... Yeah, not really sure if they're gonna be our production output. I mean, they're okay with 93, but yeah, I don't go for okay. I'd rather have 2 strong, dedicated production systems, and that's gonna be Kilum as our home planet, and Rukbat, because they can... Yeah, that didn't even scratch their potential yet. Once we get that helium planet going, we can do a lot more. Or maybe... Yeah, we'll see. Rukbat probably long term is going to be a science output, but short term they're going to be helping with the ship production. Now we got that deal going, so that should also give us better relations with the Hisho. Yeah, they're friendly now. That's okay. And what's your problem, by the way? Tense frontiers. So what? Don't see any... whatever. You can just go cry. I don't care. Now, we should have... Did I end the turn? No, I didn't, because I wanted to check where I do need the hardened framing. But I think it's going to be enough on Kilum and Rukbat for now. So that's what I'm going to get. How's my... Yeah, almost 10 more turns. I do want that, though. We don't have use for the moon service yet. could go for containment fields. That would unlock a couple more resources. Speaking of luxury resources, by the way. That's still too expensive, but I would love to unlock the mundane artifacts, because they give you a science bonus, and if I can manage to get a monopoly on that, it's probably going to win me the game right there, because they give you a 20% science bonus if you got a monopoly on mundane artifacts. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick indeed. I don't need that right side of the weapon tree right now. I just need the assault troops, and then probably gonna go for the last support module, for the single ship support module, I gotta say, because there's fleet support modules like these guys here, who will, no, not who, they're not persons, they're support modules. So which, no, what, which, whatever, they will improve your fleet stats by the stats you can see there. 5% damage, 5% crit, and so on. But I do rather want to go up this tree and come to here. Get the stronger lasers and get the better weapon modules and stuff like that. So that's going to be the plan. But it's still too expensive, so I can't really go for that now. So let's see. Probably going to go for these science improvements. Yeah, I probably should take that into account, because we don't need to settle anymore anytime soon. I would love to get the gas giants though, but I'm not... we do need happiness tech for that as well. So, okay, so we got two choices. One, I get the moon survey and start surveying moons while I go up this route here and get the careful sweeping and the colonial rights. What that will allow us to do is, well, first of all, put out a lot more dust, because with surveyed moons, and when you build that improvement, you get +2 dust per population on those systems. And of course, we got a lot more potential for food production, because they will also give you this intensive cultivation logistics will make it so you get +3 food per population on systems with explored moons. So that can be quite strong indeed. Also our planetary exploitation. So that's kind of the way for growth, because we do need to get additional happiness improvements if we want to grow. There's no doubt about it. So that is one possible route. And then after that, go for the gas giant colonization and the barren and stuff. Terraforming and whatnot. So that's one way. The other way is go for the optics research lab right away and see if we can realistically get the predictive logistics fast. Because that's, I wouldn't say the best improvement on the game, but it's really strong. It can kickstart your economy like crazy, because it's not bound to any conditions. You just get +2 production per guy on your planets, flat out, just +2, and that is really, really strong. So I want to get that eventually, of course, but so that's one way. Go this route and that, and get a stronger core system, and then invest the newfound science in a little bit more of weapon tech, and go for a stronger fleet and have so the design decision here is either we go for a dense, strong core empire and strong fleets, or we branch out and try to make the empire bigger and make it stronger that way. So that's the decision I gotta face right now. And let's take a look at our situation. We got the Hisho here at our neighbors, and I don't want to really fight them. I want to keep them, well, they're not viable anymore anyway, because if you're behind in points to a player as an AI, the game's over. It's pretty simple. And they have a science deficit, so they can't catch up in any way. But I don't want to fight them yet. I do want to keep them viable, so they can damage the sowers a little bit. Same goes for the pilgrims. I have no doubt that I can crush them if I need to. We already proved that. We just don't. We just didn't have 2 fleets blocking our systems, but just that one fleet killed I don't know how many Pilgrim ships. So I probably don't want to mess with the Pilgrims either, and that would be our second area of growth. So the only real enemy I got in the game is the Sowers, and for me to be able to fight them, the way to go is a stronger core empire and a stronger, more dense fleet, so my science effort should reflect that. And thus, I think after getting the assault troops, I think I need to go for the global tech parks and then go towards the optics research lab. Because that's just a good general improvement. Wait. Also we get the EMP. Just a question of which order to do it in. I probably need to DQ my assault troops, because I do need to do some more researching. Nah, I can't do that. I should, I can't, I should. It's such a hard decision, because we do need time to build up the sieging fleet, of course. But it's 7 turns. I don't want to spend 7 turns on that. Let's go like that. I think that's the way to go. And then probably going to go for tectonic engineering and the predictive logistics. And with that strong science output and industry, we're going to go back into growing our empire. Because by that time we should be able to produce the ships that we need to branch out, mainly to fight the Sowers. And probably we are already able to fight them, but you have to keep in mind the AI is amazing at backstabbing you. So we got to be prepared to handle the Sowers and the Pilgrims. And we also need to be prepared for the Sowers being stronger than expected. They probably got a lot more ships than I have. Well, not probably. That's a 100% certainty that they have more ships than we got. But also, you never know how they're gonna attack. And if they got really strong fleets and they try and do multi-prong attacks, which sadly we got 2 points of entry into our empire, then it could be a problem. We need to be able to handle that, and thus we need to be significantly, at least a couple of our fleets that are defending our home systems need to be strong enough to handle any danger that's gonna come our way. So that is the logic behind that. Now, we can't go through Pilgrim territory because they are whiny bitches, apparently. Ah, yeah. I think they're gonna redeclare their war pretty soon. So, come on, give me those containment fields. Don't be a bitch. You need dust. You need it so desperately. And I do want to give it to you. It's not like I... Let's start out with 10. And I give him a flat 200 maybe. Okay, 500. Now let's see. Oh, come on. You gotta be joking. Okay, they really don't want to give it to us. Man, I wish I could give him some dust, because I want them to be viable. I want them to be stronger, but what can you do if they don't want our help? I guess they won't get it. I'm just gonna put a scout down here. Why? Oh, I moved the wrong fleet. There you go, buddy. Really smart. Oh man, gotta reposition the fleet just to extend our sight radius, because it's pretty pathetic for G's not being a colony. So I don't want to see if the Sowers make contact that way. And probably we can get a couple techs out of the Sowers as well if we do some trading initially, because they're gonna be kind of friendly towards us, I think. Because we are not that strong in terms of points, we're a little bit farther away, so they don't have to worry about frontiers. So maybe we can profit a little bit. So let's... Ah, did we meet them now? Come on! You can see their ships all over, and you can already see the Hisho. They're having some problems. Now let's see. They got 900 fighting strength with 5 ships. How many ships do we have? We got 7 ships, and we got 1300. Oh, we got lead fighting strength. Well, can't lose the game like that, right? 1337. Lead fighting strength. Oh, I love that. Oh man, now I can't scrap this army, because how can I mess with that number? Like elite fighting strength? So anyway, what I'm saying is they're not that much stronger. And this is not even in, like, we didn't even retrofit this fleet yet. It's a pretty bad one, actually, compared to what we can actually put out in the field now. With our level 2 ships, did I really say that? With our new hammerheads, that's what I'm trying to say. Because that here is 4 command cap and 800 fighting strength and a shipload of defense and stuff and hit points, which probably will dismantle this fleet here pretty easily. So that's kind of good news, I guess. We should be able to take on the source pretty easily. Okay, speaking of taking, maybe it'll take one more turn. Get that science. Yeah, one more ability point. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna make him even stronger food productionist, or we could go for extra happiness, but I do want the food production more. Well, for now I do want the science, and for now I don't need the food production, but I will need it in the future, because assault troops, they do require quite a bit of population. Okay, we go for the rudimentary telepathics. Yeah, I would like that as well. Would make my life a whole lot easier if I got some rudimentary telepathic skill. That would be just fine. Okay, everybody's doing science conversion, and that's nice. We won't need to do that as much in the near future, because we'll have better science output, obviously. But for now, it's helpful. Any system we didn't colonize here? No, there isn't. Zos Manos, yeah, whatever. Probably go for the endothermics, not right away. We'll see what we do with you. I would love if you can, if you could expand your production queue and your this thing here, your building list, like you can in Endless Legend. But maybe in a future patch they will do that. Okay, let's... Ah, finally! Oh, you're attacking me right away? Okay. Let's see if our scouts are as good as I thought. Nope, they're not. We are dead now. But whatever, we met the Source Empire, so that's pretty good. Let's see if my theory holds any water. Oh, amazing! They're at war with everybody. I love that. Now, what do we have for techs? None. Why not? Oh, we do need to wait one turn before we can actually... Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get into that next episode, I think. 5 more turns to make... What? Is it worth buying that? I guess not. Okay, so that will do it for this episode. I think we laid out the strategy. It did change a little bit, I know. I keep changing my mind a bit. But I think this makes sense. Like, we do build up our empire a little bit taller, and a little bit more dense and strong. We do go more for the applied sciences, and make our science output and industry output grow in as a result of that. We also get the stronger ships. And once we got this strong core empire, we can then start unleashing our might on the sowers. And before we do that, probably trade a couple of techs from them, so we can even further grow. Because I do think the sowers probably will invest most of their tech, even if they are playing according to their lore, into this era here, into decolonization. And we could use a couple of their techs. Like, I wouldn't mind the adaptive colonies, and it's only a 680 tech, so maybe could snag it from them. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that does it for this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, I wouldn't mind learning about that. Just leave me a comment, leave me a like, and I'm always happy to read that. Also, those of you watching my series already know, if you got criticism, leave it in the comments. I really do read it, and I really do take it to heart and try and work it into my Let's Plays and into my choice of game even, and into my playstyle. So do take advantage of that if you so please. And if you don't, if you just want to sit back lazy on a Sunday evening and watch the game, that's fine. That's what I'm doing these videos for, at least, right? So, not at least, after all. So, we're there. This is the end. You enjoy your day. Make sure it's a great one. And see you around for the next episode. Goodbye.